morning, everyone. We're coming to you from a vibrant, sun-drenched London street, which is absolutely packed with people today. We're out and about asking Londoners about their social lives and the highlights of their recent calendars. Excuse me, hi, do you have a moment to chat?
Oh, hi. Yes, sure. I'm Sophie.
Brilliant, thanks, Sophie. We're curious about how people spend their downtime. When you're looking to unwind, do you prefer a wild night out on the town, or are you more inclined to opt for something a bit more understated?
That's an interesting question. To be honest, I've definitely outgrown the whole clubbing scene. Back in my early 20s, I'd never miss a chance to go out dancing until the early hours. But these days, I find that quite exhausting. I wouldn't describe myself as a social butterfly anymore. Now, I'm much more content with low-key gatherings where I can actually hear what people are saying.
I think many of us can relate to that. So tell us about the last time you socialized. What was the occasion?
Actually, I went to a housewarming party just last weekend. A close friend of mine has finally managed to relocate to a charming little flat in a quieter neighborhood. A small group of us gathered to help her celebrate the move. We all chipped in for some thoughtful gifts for her new place and spent the evening just catching up over a few drinks. It wasn't anything flashy, but it was incredibly cozy and exactly what I needed.
Excuse me, sorry to bother you. Do you have a second? What's your name?
No worries at all. I'm Liam.
Great to meet you, Liam. We're discussing social habits today. When it comes to your social life, do you tend to go all out or do you prefer keeping things relatively low-key?
Oh, without a doubt, I'm all for a big night out. A few of my closest mates are absolute party animals, so whenever we get together, we usually end up making a proper night of it. We aren't really the type to just...
It sounds like you have quite an energetic circle of friends. Tell me, what was the last social event you attended?
Well, just last weekend, we were celebrating a buddy's birthday. We actually started the evening by pre-gaming at his flat to get into the spirit of things. After that, we headed straight for a club downtown. The atmosphere was electric, completely packed, and the DJ was spot on, so we spent hours on the dance floor.
That sounds intense. Did you head straight home after the club?
Not quite. We decided to bar hop for a while and checked out a couple of local spots nearby before finally calling it a night. By that point, it was the early hours of the morning, and to be perfectly honest, we'd all had one too many, so it was definitely time to grab a cab. It was an absolute blast, though.
A classic night out, then. So, would you label yourself as a party animal, too?
I enjoy a good night out as much as the next person, but I don't think I can quite keep up with some of my friends. If it were up to them, they'd probably be out on the town every single night.
Hi there. Do you have a moment to spare? What's your name?
Oh, hello. I'm Olivia.
Pleasure to meet you, Olivia. We're asking people about their recent social highlights. What was the last event you attended?
Well, it's actually a bit of a funny story. I didn't exactly set out to attend a party, but I essentially ended up crashing one. My friends and I were just wandering around the neighborhood when we heard music blasting from a nearby house. On a whim, we decided to investigate, and to our surprise, the hosts were incredibly welcoming and invited us in.
No way. You just walked in uninvited and they let you stay? That's quite a stroke of luck.
I know, right? It turned out to be a themed costume party. Since we were clearly underdressed for the occasion, someone kindly handed us some spare props. I threw on a witch's hat, and my friend managed to find some cat ears. It was nothing elaborate, but at least we looked the part.
That's hilarious. So how did the rest of the night unfold?
Honestly, it was a total blast. The atmosphere was incredible and everyone was so approachable. We decided to just let our hair down and hit the dance floor. They even had a costume contest. Needless to say, we didn't stand a chance of winning, but seeing the effort some people had put into their outfits was pure gold.
Sounds like a legendary night. How did you finally wrap things up?
As the night progressed, the vibe became a bit more low-key and intimate. We realized we'd had our fair share of fun, so we decided to call it a night before we risked outstaying our welcome.
A very wise move. There's nothing more awkward than being the last ones left at a party you weren't even on the guest list for.
Precisely. We left on a high note, though. It was such a spontaneous, random night, but easily one of the most memorable experiences I've had in ages.